Hello. Hello. We are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to click my live here on my Instagram too. So, um, today is going to be everything sales funnel. We're going to hit a high level. We're not going to go super in depth because I promised you a 30-minute training, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Just 30 minutes. Okay. So it'll be rough and tumble, but we'll get it done quickly. Um, so we're going to talk about sales funnels, and I want you to think of your sales funnels as being uh, like a funnel, just like any other funnel that you would have that you would use to siphon things through. So like I've got this fun little funnel here. This is a funnel, an example. So when we're thinking about clients or potential clients coming into our sales funnel, the whole point is that they enter through the top and they come all the way down to the bottom. Okay. So the top is where they are getting to know you, getting to understand you, getting to love you, right? And then they come through and then they buy at the very end. Okay. So think of any interaction that you have with someone as a funnel in that regard. Okay, so this is hopefully a good visual for you. You've probably seen pictures of sales funnels. It's got the funnel that kind of tapers down. But I want to hit about what some highlights are about the sales funnel, what a sales funnel really is, some different components of a sales funnel, how to get people in your sales funnel. And then we'll hit a high level of a few softwares that you can use that are web based to help people kind of enter that sales funnel all the way to the end to buying your product, service, what have you. Okay. Um, but I'd be remiss not to mention who I am. I'm Lydia Cook. I am a nurse turned life and business coach, and I work with those emerging entrepreneurs and experienced entrepreneurs. But as of recently, a lot of emerging entrepreneurs, a lot of times they have a medical background like myself, and I help them to determine what way to pivot in their business if they already have a business, or I help them to determine what niche to go into or what business to go into, and then to determine where their ideal client is, who their ideal client is, social media strategy, business strategy, all the way to launching their business. And right now I have a course. It is 60 Days to Freedom. A lot of my clients are like me. They're busy moms that maybe work another job, maybe don't work another job, but they want to make some added extra income without having to sacrifice extra time away from their family. Because whenever I was the labor and delivery nurse, that's how I earned extra money is I had to take time away from my family. I had to work extra shifts, holidays, weekends, what have you. And what I found though is, although I love patients, I love patient care, and I still love medicine, I'll always have a heart for it. Um, I wanted time with my family and friends, and work didn't necessarily allow for that. And I got burnt out. I really got burnt out. So I've started four businesses. My fifth business starts this year, which is super exciting. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I know a little bit about starting businesses and seeing them through. So, anyways, but if you want information about my course, I just want you to type course in the comments or direct message me course, or go to my website, lydiacookcoaching.com. But it's 60 Days of Freedom. It is literally me walking alongside you for 8 total weeks. That's all it is. 8 weeks, no time at all, for you to determine what business to start all the way to launching it, and having someone walk alongside you the entire way. And we hit this sales funnel training, but we go through it in a much more granular fashion. This is going to be more high level, but in my course, we go through it top to bottom. We don't leave a stone uncovered because there's so much to sales funnels. It's a lot. There's lots of sales funnels, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy. I want you to think of sales funnels like this. You're at the grocery store. This is really how a sales funnel can begin without a website, a landing page, none of those things. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I say a landing page or an opt-in page, we're going to hit a little bit of that today. However, in my course, I really hit the different types of landing pages and the different types of ways to collect those clients. So, but anyways, say you're at the grocery store and you run into someone and you're just chatting it up, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing now, Lydia?" "Oh, I'm a life and business coach." "Really? Tell me more." That is entering someone into the very top of your funnel. That person is starting right here. Okay, right here at the very top of your funnel. If they're a good candidate or not, they move down to the bottom, they buy your products. Okay. But really, at the very top, it's just as easy as having a conversation with someone. Okay. So, what a sales funnel truly is it's a process of prospecting people where your clients first get to know you, um, and to become your customer. That's all that the top part a sales funnel really is. So it's kind of getting a getting to know a person all the way into getting them to buy from you. But the sales funnel itself has different steps within it, right? So the first part is again just getting to know that client. So maybe you're on social media. I use the example of the grocery store. So maybe you're on social media and you make a post. A lot of my clients come to me from social media, honestly, and it's from me doing posts or videos or lives or what have you. That's the first part of that funnel. Okay, they're just getting to know me. So again, it's just that getting allowing an opportunity for someone to know you. There's other ways they can get to know you too. Say you make a post and it's about a freebie. Okay. You've got a freebie. It's like a PDF of some sort, or you're saying, or if you're asking people to follow you. That's the beginning of that funnel. Okay. So there's different actions to the very top part of that funnel to getting people to come further down into that funnel. So again, the first thing is, like I mentioned, making posts, marketing posts. I hate saying marketing posts, but like social media posts, what have you. Landing pages. So landing pages are kind of like a mini website in some ways, but without all the hubbub of a website. You can create landing pages in many platforms like Entreport, Kajabi, ClickFunnels. There's all kinds of places where you can make a landing page. But what happens is if someone sees your post and they click on a link, you're in your bio, or they click, um, or you've got a link in your, or you say direct message me, something to that effect, and then you've got a website for them to go to that is that beginning of that funnel. Sorry, I've got sidetracked with the landing pages, but they're usually like a standalone website of sorts without me actually going into it. It's challenging to come up with the words right now. But it's created like specifically for a marketing or advertising campaign or task. So if your goal is to, um, let me just give you an example. So I created an ebook. It'll be coming out very soon, but I created an ebook. And whenever I go to launch it, I will say, click this link to get your free ebook. So it will take them to a landing page. And then from there, they'll fill out their contact information. So what I'm trying to do there is get people's contact information, their email address, their phone numbers, what have you. I'm not going to call folks. I mean, unless that's the preferred way of communication, I'll probably text or what have you, just send them reminders. Hey, did you get your ebook? What have you. But again, it's just collecting that information. So the whole point of a landing page is just to collect that data. So after they give you that information, it lands within your CRM or your client management contact information management system of sorts. So again, you can do it through marketing posts, landing pages, emails are another great way to reach out and warm up your clients. If you already have a list of email of clients that are past clients or future clients, what have you, that you've been talking to, or past clients, excuse me, or people are just interested in you, they've clicked on your website or something, and you've got that email address. That's the beginning of that sales funnel. Okay, so you've got that email address, you could send them an email. I actually kind of like to do more of a vulnerable email sometimes with people, just telling people where I'm at, what I've been doing, and then getting to know them and ask them where they're at and what they're doing, where they're coming from. Because why I say that is because it's important that you take time to build relationship with people. People don't always want to be they always want to be sold to all the time. Does that make sense? Like on social media, especially, they go to social media to kind of relax. So you kind of want to make things fun and interesting and engaging. But so I try to really get to know people. So whenever you're thinking about your sales funnel and how you're engaging with people, try to take time to know them and engage with them as well. Other things you can do uh, for the sales funnel to get information from, like, collect people's information, is we already went over posts, we already went over landing pages, emails, trainings. You could do free trainings like this or webinars, what have you, have people register beforehand. You could do, what would be another thing you could do? A webinar. like I mentioned. You could do an in live in-person event. Those are great because they have great conversion rates, because people get to know, like, and trust you a lot quicker. But, each funnel looks a little bit different. It just depends on you and your style and so forth. Um, but what I have found to work for me is just giving out something free, whether it's a free webinar, a free workshop, a free PDF of some sort, maybe a content creation calendar, depending on what your niche is, what your ideal client, who your ideal client is, how they prefer to learn, and so forth. And that's probably something you're more of an expert of than I am. I work with my clients on determining these things, um, but I don't know what your client base looks like, obviously. But again, each funnel is going to look a little bit different. So let's just talk about the main components of a sales funnel. So the first thing you're going to have is that opt-in page. Like I mentioned, it could be a landing page, it could be a website, what have you. But the opt-in page is where people usually start. It's that main starting point of that sales funnel, and its main job is just to collect that contact information. Usually, it's an email address. What I train my clients on is that email addresses are so important because you own your email, you own your website, but you don't own Facebook, you don't own Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever, and they can shut you down, they can turn you off. Okay, but when you own your email address, your own website, then you own that real estate, and that is your information that you can have. So building an email at address book of sorts, you could say, or an email list is so important because that is yours and you could carry that forward. And for some of my clients, that seems to be a challenge, but, and all of these things take time when you're building a sales funnel. I don't want you to think it's going to happen overnight. It usually takes time. So just bear with me and just know that it's going to take a little bit of time to get to where you want to be, but it's worth it once you hang in there. And the people that are successful in life are the people that stick things out, that stick through. Okay. That go through failure after failure after failure. They're the ones that are successful, believe it or not. So again, how it works is just that, visitors will arrive on that page or that landing page, what have you, through various marketing channels, whatever, social media, search engines, whatever, and then they will provide you with their email address dependent on that freebie that you have for them or that ebook you have for them, newsletter, subscription, blog post, whatever you're collecting their email address for. And then once they opt in, their email address is added to your list, which then allows you to nurture that list, send follow-up communication for marketing over a time period, whatever that looks like, whatever that email sequence looks like for you. Okay. And then from there, you have like a bridge page of sorts. And the bridge page, after they give you their email address for whatever it is you said you're going to give them, then the bridge page is where you send them that information. And that information could be an ebook, blog post subscription. It could be the free PDF, the free link to the webinar. If it's a pre-recorded webinar, if it's a live event, the link to the live event, what have you. But that's what the next page is. After that would be that after they opt in, then they get the bridge page of a confirmation page of sorts. But again, it's just where they're redirected to learn more about that product or that service or what have you. Okay. And it highlights the benefits of that product, service, or features. Now you can go down another rabbit hole where from there you've got an upsell and you've got all these other things that can come off the back side of that, which I work with my clients on. But for all intents and purposes for this training today only, we're going to talk about the top of the funnel, which is how they get in, and then how it works in general, I guess you could say. And I apologize if I seem a little distracted. The UPS person came and brought my son's medication, and it can't sit outside for too long because it's so frigid. And it's an injection that he gets every 2 weeks. It's for his eczema. Anyways, so I'm like, oh, okay, there you go. But speaking about a funnel and communication, I knew they were coming today to deliver it because I called, filled out the form, gave them my cell phone number. They, in return, texted me and said his Dupixent will be delivered today. Okay, great. It's like, so that's kind of how a sales funnel works too, right? So you give someone your contact information and they correspond with you accordingly. And that's how you do it as a person in business as well. So as an entrepreneur. So again, we had the we had the opt-in page. Some people call it a squeeze page, by the way. So you hear it called a lot of things, but the opt-in page, squeeze page, landing page, what have you, however you collect that person's information, all the way to the bridge page. And then and then uh, and then you can carry it on further to an upsell, or it can stop. Actually, it can stop right there if you deliver what you wanted to deliver. If your whole goal is just to collect people's email addresses, then it can stop there after you deliver whatever said you're going to deliver. Or if you have an upsell, some people will sell a lower ticket item and then they'll upsell to a larger ticket item off the bridge page or the squeeze page. And that's that upsell I was telling you about. So it really depends on what your goal is from your sales funnel. Some people aren't necessarily wanting to sell something per se, as they are wanting to just grow that email list, which is fine too. Okay. Because emails are king. And really, if people don't want an email from you, they can always unsubscribe, right? And you got to learn to build some tough skin. Okay. If they unsubscribe, it doesn't mean they don't care about you, they don't like you, they don't love you. You're just not for them at that time. Okay. So no worries. All right. I know, like I said, I've built 4 businesses now, starting my 5th one this year, which is pretty exciting. 2024 is going to be a fantastic year. I'm just putting it out there right now. Um, so I would be remiss too not to mention that from the sorry, I'm scrolling through my notes, make sure I don't miss anything. Um, Whenever you collect someone's email address, and you hear me talk about, the communication at the end, they get an opt-in page and so forth. That is an email responder. Okay. So you will choose an email responder if you so choose, an email responder that will send corresponding email campaigns, which is a sequence of emails. I've got examples of an email campaign. If you want that, just comment email and I'll send it to you. If you want the PDF for this training today, just comment PDF and I'll send you the PDF as well. But again, an email responder is what was going to send that movement forward in that email campaign to nurture your clients, because you don't want to collect their information and let them go. You want to continue to feed them, nurture them, and give them value as time allots and as time allows. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to cover today is a few of the different software tools I mentioned that you can use to collect people's information and send those email correspondence out. The one I use, honestly, is Entreport. Why I use Entreport is because it's one I started about a year ago. I'm very comfortable in Entreport. So whenever you see me send out things about register for something, or rather, that is coming and you click on the link, I created a landing page in Entreport. And you know what? If you want training on that, I'm happy to show you. It's going to be probably a little bit of a mess. I'd have to practice a bit, but I definitely go over that in my course with my clients, the 60 Days of Freedom course. But what I do is I have created my landing page, and I've done a lot of this myself. I have a web designer who helps me as well. Hi, Laura. Um, and she helps me with this as well if I ask her to, but I think it's important that I know how to do these things. So when she's on vacation or what have you, I can pick up some slack, or if there's something like it. I mean, I'm up late. I don't expect her to be up. So if I'm at midnight and I'm like, oh, I want to change this on my landing page, I can shoot right in and do that. Does that make sense? I think there's a lot of benefit in having a little bit of know-how in your business. So that way, if your team isn't available at that time, you can pick it up really quick and just do it, and just shoot an email. Like I'll shoot Laura an email and be like, hey, by the way, I updated X, Y, and Z for my Tuesday workshops or Friday workshops, whatever. And so that way, when she goes back in and she sees it, she'll be like, oh, okay, no worries. I understand Lydia's been farting around in here. No worries. But again, I use Entreport. I have other business coaches that I have personally hired and worked with in the last year that use Kajabi. ClickFunnels is another one that some of my business coaches have used. Lead Pages is one I've heard one stating that she knew about, but she didn't necessarily use. Instapage is another one. I'm looking at my notes here. Zendesk. What else? I said ClickFunnels. I think that's it from what I look at from what I'm looking at here on my notes. But I have a list of about 20 that I ran across. But you can also Google it. That's fine as well, But if you want my list, I'm happy to send it to you. Um, Again, if you want information about the course, just comment course. If you want the PDF that goes along with this training, it has a little bit more detail in it than this training has. Comment PDF, and I'll send you the PDF for this too. But I'd be remiss not to recap exactly everything we covered really quickly here. So a sales funnel, the whole point is that you collect people's information, okay? So you can put them in your sales funnel. Your sales funnel could do many things, okay? It will hopefully be to get you some money, right? Generate some revenue. But within that sales funnel, you're collecting people's information to either build your email list or to sell a product to someone. And it's all those tasks, building the email list, selling products, all the things within our business come from landing pages, okay? Or some kind of an opt-in for folks to opt into your service, your free PDF, your blog post, your subscription to your mastermind, whatever it is that you are trying to build into your business at that time. Okay. So they click on the landing page. It's an opt-in page where you collect their information, and then from there they are put into what's called a bridge page. That bridge page is where they get said information you would give, whether it was that PDF, that blog post link. Podcast. Forgot about podcast. A podcast link. Here's my new podcast. Click on the link. So the bridge page will deliver that information. And then we went over the different softwares, and I use Entreport. Not that it's good, not that it's bad. It's just the one I've been using for about a year now, if not a little bit longer, actually. But then also there's Kajabi, there is ClickFunnels, there's InstaPage, there is Zendesk. But again, I use Entreport. I don't make any money from that if you sign up for Entreport. I can find you a link though if you'd like. But anyways, I hope that's a value for you. But the whole point again of a sales funnel is just so that way you can start the process of prospects going through and becoming a customer. Okay. So again, you click that information, you click that information, it comes down into nurturing that client, and then hopefully they'll buy from you. Some of my clients have different sales funnels. Again, they serve different purposes. Within that sales funnel, they might just sit there and swirl, as I call it, where you're just nurturing them, and you're just, maybe you have a wait list for a mastermind, or a wait list for a webinar or something like that, or a next course you're kicking off. They just kind of swirl around in there. And then when it comes time to buy, you send them information about the class. Or whatever it is that you're selling. But the whole point is to take a prospect to a customer. So anyways, that was really it for a Friday. I appreciate you coming on again today. Comment PDF if you want the PDF itself, or comment course if you want more information about my 6 Days to Freedom course. But I hope you make the rest of this Friday a great one. For me, we will be going to the gym here in a little bit and getting a family workout in, which will be a lot of fun. And then just kind of staying in, because today was a snow day. It's really cold here in Kansas City. I don't know, it might be in the teens for a high. But anyways, so hey, make the rest of this Friday a great one for you, and take care.